Let us look at proposition number 21 of book 5 of Euclid's Elements. The proposition says, if there are three magnitudes and others equal to them in multitude, which taken 2 and 2 together are in the same ratio, and the proportion of them is perturbed, then if x equally the first magnitude is greater than the third, then the fourth is also greater than the sixth. If equal, equal, and if less, less. So here, most of the statement or the proposition is very similar to the previous one. The only difference being that the proportions have been perturbed. Now, what does perturbed mean? In the previous proposition, we saw A is to B as D is to E, B is to C as E is to F. But here the proportion is perturbed. What this means is that A is to B is to E is to F, and B is to C is as D is to E. So that is what perturbed means. Okay, so here we have A is to B equal to E is to F, and B is to C is equal to D is to E. Now here, what do we have to show? We have to show that if A is greater than C, then D is also greater than F. If it is less, less. If it is equal, equal. That is what we have to show. Okay, so we start off with A is to B equal to E is to F, B is to C equal to D is to E. And we take the case that A is greater than C x equally. We have already seen what x equally means. A is greater than C. If that is the case, we can say that A is to B is greater than C is to B. So we are comparing A and C with B. And this would be greater because A is greater than C. This is based on proposition 5.8. We can also say E is to F is greater than E is to D. Now, how can we say this? Because we are just looking at this. A is to B is greater than C is to B. A is to B is equal to E is to F. So, E is to F greater than C is to B. So, here if B is to C equal to D is to E, that means their inverse proportion would also be, inversely also they will be in proportion. That means C is to B is equal to E is to D. That would also be true. So here, continuing with this, A is to B is equal to E is to F greater than C is to B. So greater than C is to be equal to E is to D. So we can say E is to F is greater than E is to D. This is based on proposition 5.13. Here again, we are comparing F and D with E, a third magnitude. So here, using proposition 5.10, we can say that F is less than D. So if this E is to F is greater than E is to D, then it means that F is less than D. Or in other words, we can say D is greater than F. So what this boils down to is, if A is greater than C, then D is greater than F. Similarly, we can show that if A is equal to C, then D is equal to F. And if A is less than C, then D is less than F. Or we can combine all these three statements into a single statement and write it like this. This is what the proposition says. So that was proposition 21 of book 5 of Euclid's Elements. Again, let me remind you, there is a link to a PDF book which describes all these propositions in detail. Please feel free to download it and refer to it. And if you think somebody else can also benefit from it, please do share it. That's it for now. Bye.